Hearing, cancel, pop-up waiting for your pictures in online game, cancel.
Incompletion, they would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right. Hey. You got three. You got three. Three down. He's checking.
From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. This will be caught inside the 10. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Redskins are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. And an important one that is, as we are tied now early in this 4th quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A shotgun snap for Watson. Completion left side to Miller. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Defense wins championships, baby. Spot. No. Check 13. Whip. Watch the whip. Kill. Turn up.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
Watson with a give to Miller. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Mike 51. Hey, we heavy on the edges.
3rd and 2, Watson. Throw left side, complete to QT. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well run route.
Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. From the gun, here's Watson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Quentin Dunbar right there on the coverage. Well, they took a shot there and tried to get it downfield, 4th quarter tie game.
Tried to get it in one chunk, didn't they? Wanted to get into field goal range, as you noted, but good reactions back deep, forcing the incompletion.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. No gain there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
51 the mic, boy, 51. Hey, Mike 51.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Watson. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Here I come again. Shit, watch the shit.
Watson going to give this one to Miller. Miller with a 1st down and more. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
They come out here in the eye. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. They'll go with Foreman. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. A shotgun handoff now to Miller. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. Here's Miller. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. Such a long drive here. 3 points. That would be a disappointment, but I don't know if you can go for it here, can you?
Well, you know, the defense was really giving them a lot all the way downfield, and now they've stiffened. Forget that bend, don't break. Now they don't even want to let them get a yard, do they? So in this spot, you remember what the coaches told us before the ball game? Any drive that ends with a kick is going to be okay with us, whether it's a punt, a field goal, or an extra point. Take the field goal right here.
And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. Right now, you know that the heart is pumping for Kaimi Fairbairn. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And the Texans are going to win the football game. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Landover.
Post-game report. Players. Finish game. Player stats. Entering statistics screen. Player stats. Team who. Team was. Team who. Rushing selected. Team was. Team who. Team who. Team was. Team was. Team who. Receiving selected. Team who. Team was. Team who. Team who. Team was. Team was. Team was. Team who. Blocking selected. Defensive selected. Tackles. QB sacks 0.0. QB sacks 1. QB sacks 1.0. QB sacks 1.0. QB sacks. Interception 0. Interception. Interception. Interceptions 2. Interceptions 2. Interceptions 1. Interceptions 1. Interceptions 1. Interceptions 1. Interceptions 1. View highlights. Zero 33 0 0 126 0 0 0 0 02 0 033 126 033 126 040 157 Finish game. Entering online hubs. Play friend. Entering invite to game screen. Go choke. Ilu. J. Legend. Marky. Lee Crazy 23.
All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay.
Bygant 71707.
Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might
Bygant. Kamiko. TS. Lee Crazy 23. Lee Crazy 23. Press options. Entering. Create. Press.
Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew. So I never
Entering online/team select screen. The Washington Redskins, the home team, are selected.
baby, I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks, I got some trusted shoes. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked, it's nothing new. Death comes in threes, wins come in twos, cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. I do a good job, pull up and pop out and pull out. Head on and hood on, pedal to metal.
Coach Oakman has joined.
I got a bad one, they want
San Francisco 40, New York Giants, New York, Detroit, Green, Carolina, New England Patriots, Oakland Raiders, Los Angeles, Baltimore, Washington, Baltimore Ravens select, Washington, New Seattle, Pittsburgh, Houston, Tennessee, Minnesota, Chicago Bears, Cincinnati, Chicago, ready, U Super, Advanced, Cincy, Denby, Black, Me, No, ready, use, ready, entering advanced, REK Kings, custom raid select, custom Panthers, custom Jaguars selected, edit uniforms submenu, entering edit uniforms, uniform name option is set to current away.
And half my money goes straight to taxes, but I don't trip about it. That's what happens when you got dreams closer than a match, and plus all your boys got expensive habits. Go. I know what they're thinking, they don't even gotta say it.
Edit uniform, entering edit uniforms, current away selected, current homes, 2003's alternate classic selected, advanced settings, play, view, red, edit, ready.
I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown.
They check second to 10.
Hey.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. A few minutes ago, it sounded like the 4th of July on the National Mall as the hometown Redskins were introduced to this sold-out crowd. They are set to go as their guys will match up with the Chicago Bears. Dustin Hopkins has it on the tee, and here we go from our nation's capital. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Go! 180! 57! Blue there! Lights 57, come on! Oh, here we go! Oh,
now Trubisky on first down. And his first look is incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. 2nd and 10. It's Trubisky again. Caught right side. Davis. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running...
And depth chart. Entering depth chart. Slot 2. AHB selected. Slot 2. Slot 1. FWR select. Slot 2. Slot 1. Slot 3. Slot 2. TL R select. Ray CB selected. Slot 1. Slot 3. Slot 4. FSS selected. Slot.
Back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away.
The Redskins take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
And what is going on here? Are they serious? 1st down, and they're in punt formation. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here.
Let's go.
They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. Nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Kyle Fuller, the one to make the tackle. You don't see that a ton, do you? The cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
On the handoff, it's Geis. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
I'm coming after you. 58, right over there, right over there. Yeah, yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Eddie Weber, who that? Jam. Go, switch.
To throw on third down. Haskins. And he finds McLaurin. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Check. 3 down. You got tight right there. 58's the Mike. Hey, tight. Short.
Throwing now, Haskins on first down. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, finding his way into the backfield. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Second down, Haskins. And the pressure gets to him again. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say, when you have obvious passing situations. Hard to vary it up and fool the defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Here's Tressway now. Tariq Cohen is deep for the Bears. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is taken at the 18. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Bears take over. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive.
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Here's Trubisky. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down. Trubisky now to throw on third down. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. On 2nd down, here's Haskins. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football, because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Khalil Mack picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. 2nd quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's the Redskins in possession of the football. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Let's get off the field, please.
And they'll indeed go for it with Haskins. And he's going to go down again. Khalil Mack. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Throwing again on 2nd down. Trubisky. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion.
Get off the field.
The former Gamecock here. This is Mike Davis. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. The Redskins going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. There's still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter.
Here we go. Hey, hold on. That's what I do. 58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
Haskins looking to throw on first down. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Ball on the 30, they'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
At the 30-yard line.
Hey, 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic. If you don't get this, boy.
Haskins will throw into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
Now Trubisky will lead the Bears up to go for 2. They'll try and run it with Davis. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
Let's see what you got.
They start on the ground with Geis. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Back to the ground on first. It's Geis. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Tighten up. Pull it together.
Now Haskins to throw on second down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book.
Entering, cancel pop-up waiting for your peer to resume online game, cancel.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Don't want to.
No, but hold on, let me finish. And now look at him go. He's at the 40, past the 20, 10, touchdown, Washington. Darius Geis, 75 yards. And the Redskins get the quick strike touchdown. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12.
Makes the score Bears 19, Redskins 7.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
Bearcats made it at the 25-yard line. The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
Toe
that.
bashed it.
Super toe.
Defense, our time. It's our time.
On first and 10, it's Trubisky. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. The Bears on the move. They've got another first down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively, getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. On first down, this is Geis. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
It's 3rd and 10.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
O'Donnell set to kick off.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there,
They start the second half with a run by Geis. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
We ain't giving them nothing today. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
They stay on the ground. Geis again. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
He's crashing. He's checking crash. Check 37. Check 37. 22. Check. Cover. 22. Check. Cover.
Now it's Haskins. Throw left side is complete to Reed. Jordan Reed. He's at the 30, the 20. Touchdown, Washington. Jordan Reed, 70 yards. And the Redskins have made this a one-score game. Oh, that's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or two today. And I was like, a zinger or two? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throw left side taken in by Miller. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball. He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So nursing a slim lead.
Entering, pause screen, resume. Entering, cancel, pop-up, waiting for your kid to resume online
All I can
game,
think
cancel.
here is that head coach, He knows more about what's going on with his team than we do. He must know something's up. Either he has trouble with his punter, right? He's worried about his defense. There's an explanation in there that we're going to ask for after the game, because in this situation, I wouldn't have done that in normal circumstances, but maybe he thought my best opportunity is with my offense.
Yeah, interesting. Back in their own territory. Now we'll see what transpires. They'll run with Geis. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now a give running left is Geis. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9.
Motion to backfield. Motion to the backfield. 58, right over there, right over there. Yeah, yeah. Mike, 58, right there. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
3rd down. Here's Haskins. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And he'll bring it all the way back, just a yard or 2 shy of midfield. Well, that puts a little bit of a wrinkle in their comeback bid.
Yeah, everything had turned around for them, hadn't it? I mean, things were now going their way. But you did mention it's a wrinkle in their comeback bid. It's not the death knell for them by any stretch, but now they've got some extra work to do in order to climb all the way back.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Now it's Trubisky. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. To throw again on 2nd down. Trubisky completes it to the tight end, Burton. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. The tackle there by Fabian Moreau. Now Trubisky to throw on 2nd. Forced out to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Montez Sweat. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
3rd down. 3rd and long.
After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long.
Check. Hey, Alpha.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. Throw left side complete. That's Cohen. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A good pickup there of 20 yards. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on 1st down. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this 3rd quarter of play. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
51 to Mike, boy, 51. Hey, ball. Hey, shoot. Ran, Check three.
Now Trubisky to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Montez Sweat able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
They got the completion, but they didn't get the first down. So you got to think, if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you're pretty happy with what you just accomplished there.
Yeah, guy, like you said, got him out of bounds, stopped the clock, kept him short of the marker. And this one is right down the middle. And that'll push the lead up to 8. And from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. On first down, it's Thompson. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Brings up 3rd down and 8.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down.
You ain't doing nothing today. Check 43. It's free.
From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Khalil Mack. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. They'll try and throw forward with Haskins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
The first down carry for Davis. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Again, it's Davis. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. The Bears on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 9.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. I got him.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. Yeah, he's got it. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
And a timeout taken. Just 6 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. This defense wanted to stop the clock prior to that, and they do. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll run forward with Tariq Cohen, and he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 2nd and goal now as they look for that final dagger. On 2nd and goal, Trubisky flushed out right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
They'll try to run for it with Cohen. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. A 2-yard touchdown run. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now Trubisky will lead the Bears up to go for 2.
53, Mike 53. All day, baby, all day. 25, check 20. Lock in. Check your hot read.
They'll try and run it up the middle. And he's going to be hit and taken down in the backfield. Just nowhere to run that time. And the try for 2 is snuffed out. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And solid field position here to start as they get it out to the 40-yard line.
There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession. And to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Now after the turnover, here's Haskins. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
58's the money. So we got man.
On 3rd and 1, it's Haskins. It's brought in by Doxson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Defense was thinking run, and they're dealt a pass of just under 20 yards. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. He was looking for Paul Richardson there.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
I'm here all day.
The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 16-yard line.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we sign off from Landover.
Entering statistics screen player stats team guy. Rushing selected. Team guy. Team Kai. Receiving selected. Team Kai. Team Kai. Team was. Team was. Team Kai. Team Kai. Team Kai. Team was. Team was. Blocking selected. Team Kai. Defensive selected. QB's Hex 4.0. QB's Hex 2.0. QB's Hex 4. QB's Hex 2. QB's Hex 1.0. QB's Hex 1.0. QB's Hex 1.0. QB's Hex 1.0. QB's Hex 2.0. QB's Hex 1.0. QB's Hex 4.0. Interception 0. Interceptions 2. Interceptions 1. Interceptions 3. Score. View highlights. 0-20. Zero 47. One 23. One 48. 155. 228. Three 308, 339, 421, 504, 508, 536, 508. Zero 18, 0 147, 223, 0 57. One 147, 223, 346, 404, 135, 158. Finish game. Entering online hub screen, you have 5 options. Quick match is selected. Entering main menu screen, Superstar X Factors.
I don't wear ball mains. All I ever do is ball.